Welcome to the webinar conducted by Aim to Excel. Thanks for sparing time for us, and I'm hoping this session will be useful for you. The topic for today is careers beyond medicine in the PCB stream. We are going to talk about future emerging careers which will be relevant in the post-COVID world. Now, the COVID situation has taught us how important is the research in the field of biology. So now we are talking about biorevolution, which will be necessary in order to sustain human life on Earth. So fields like genomics, microbiology, biochemistry, and neuroscience will be in increasingly high demand. Merging of skills like digital skills and biological skills is a potent combination. So let's get started with the introductions first. I am Vartika Mishra, and I have been in the field of education for more than 15 years, and I have been involved in career counseling for some time now in order to help students to figure out what they can do in future and also to solve their present well-being issues. So now over to my colleague Ankit Narayan.
Good morning, parents. I see that a great number of you have turned up on a Sunday morning to join us. Very good morning to you again. Can you just please in the chat box press a hi if you're here, just to see how many people are here. Just click on hi. You just type hi in the chat box. Can you just quickly do that? Yeah, see, so Vivek Bhardwaj is here, Avanti is here, Mohit Singh, Akshay, a great number of people are here. Okay, so moving on. So basically, my name is Ankit Narayan. I'm one of the co-founders of Aim to Excel along with Vartika ma'am. I have completed my BTech from IIT Delhi in 2015 and I've been working in the field of education since then. My role at Aim to Excel involves doing research about psychological tests as well as careers, and I'll be assisting you today in the webinar. I will now hand over to Janet, my colleague, who will now basically walk you through her introduction, and then we can begin with the webinar. Thank you.
So, good morning, everybody. My name is Janet Saldana, and I'm working as the lead career counselor and a psychologist with Aim to Excel. I've completed my Masters of Sciences in Clinical Psychology from Christ University, Bangalore, and I've also done my undergraduate in psychology from Delhi University. And I've also had past experience as a career counselor in schools. And here I am taking the webinar today for you all. I'm going to pass it on to Vartika ma'am now.
Hello all. So first we will talk about the agenda for today. I have already told you the first one, the significance of the webinar, why this webinar is organized. Why it is organized? Because the research in the field of biology and also application in the field of biology will become very important now, especially after COVID. And so we have to keep that in mind and choose career options which are relevant in the future. Then we will do a small activity. After that, Janet will take us through descriptions of various careers in PCB, which will be relevant for us. And then Ankit will tell us why, how to choose the right career for your child by choosing Aim to Excel, by using our product of Aim to Excel. And we will close with Q&A session. Some do's and don'ts. We will keep your microphones on mute so that there is no background noise. And if you have to ask any question or you have to communicate anything, please use the chat box. We will also be asking questions from you, and so you have to answer using the chat box only. We will have the Q&A session in the end, and you can keep your questions, write down the questions somewhere and ask them in the Q&A round. Okay, now a small activity. There is a mix of students and parents today and educators also. So I just want to ask a question and you should write the answers using the chat box. why did you choose PCB as your stream? For students, why did you choose PCB? For parents, why did you choose PCB for your child? Please answer. Okay, I've got an answer. The first answer is interest in biology. Okay. Second is wanted to help people. Third is to avoid maths. Then to go for MBBS. Good. Any other answers? Why did you choose PCB? Medicine. Interested in biology. Want to become a doctor. Know more about biology because of kids' interest. Helping hand for community. Go for medicine, lack of doctors, want to help society, MBBS, interested in biology, wanted to know more about life, helping hand of community, interest in biology. Any other answers? To become a doctor. So most of the answers are related to, another becoming a doctor, helping hand, okay. Most of the answers are related to becoming a doctor and helping the society, these are really good ideas, very nice ideas. But you can also help society by choosing other careers in PCB, more than, beyond becoming a doctor also. Any other answer? Okay. So the answers which I've got are exploring the world of biology, helping to, wanting to help the society, and becoming a doctor. Somebody has said my childhood dream. Very good answer. So let's explore these options, how we can help the society and how we can do other things as well beyond becoming a doctor. The second question I want to ask you is, how many careers you know in PCB beyond medicine? Of course, medicine, everybody knows. How many careers you know which are, okay, one answer I've got, biotechnology. Okay. Other answers? More answers? Genetics, microbiology, biotechnology, biostatistics. Okay. Zoologist, botanist, pharma. Any other answers? Nutrition, very good. Education, good. Microbiologist, agriculture, biomedical science, marine biologist, forensic, Ayurveda, very good. So I'm seeing people are aware of careers beyond PCB. Psychiatry, physiologist, dental, neuroscience, really nice answers. I'm impressed. Biomedical, educationist, good going. Genetic engineering, very good. All right. Any other answers? Scientist, okay. R&D, psychology. Molecular biology. Good, good. Okay, okay. So people are aware of a lot of careers beyond medicine in PCB. So yeah, good. Molecular biology, physiotherapy, very good. All right. Homeopathy, good. Okay, so good. So I just wanted to know how much you are aware of these careers. Okay, so let's go on to the next agenda of today. I'll hand it over to Janet and she'll take us through the careers beyond PCB. Over to Janet.
So before I get into the careers, I would quickly brief you about what you can do right after the webinar. So you can take a 5 minutes free career quiz on the link that we've provided. It's free. And you can also read about the career articles that are there present on our website. And you can also call us on this number that we've presented for a personalized counseling if you want. Moving on, now we'll jump into what exactly what careers are we going to talk about today. So on your screens, you can look at a lot of variety of career options that are available out there in the world for students who are either studying PCB or want to study PCB, parents of students who are currently studying in +1 +2 with PCB. So like you all have mentioned in the chat box, there's a variety of careers that you can go into, but as students or parents, we usually are very confused as to which career should we choose for our child, or what career should we take up as a student once we are done studying, because considering the scope of, especially after these times, considering what kind of scope do each careers have, and what are the employment rates, etc., what can the salary be like, etc. So today what we've done for this particular webinar is that we've picked out 5 most future ready careers for you, most emerging, most booming careers that we're going to talk about today in this webinar. We're going to go into the details of this career. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Yeah. So the 5 careers that we've selected to talk about today in depth is genetic engineering. A lot of you mentioned about genetic engineering in the chat as well. Pharmaceutical scientist, psychologist, nutritionist, and microbiologist. Moving on to the next slide. What exactly are we going to cover about each of these careers is what do the professionals of these careers exactly do. A lot of students and parents have a question as to what will my child or what will I do becoming that particular professional. So we're going to talk about the role of that professional in the job. We're going to talk about how that career impacts us in general and the world. We're also going to talk about the scope and salary that every career has. Of course, the educational qualifications that will be required for getting into that career. Moving on to the next slide. Yeah, so before we get into the first career, I want you to guess which is the first career that we've selected to talk about. If the options given to you, the clue was that, the 2 things that are required for that career would be technology and biology. Can I have a few answers in the chat box? Can you guess what subject is it? Somebody, so you have options A, B, C, D, E. These are the careers we're going to talk about. Can anybody guess? A lot of people are saying B, genetic engineering. Somebody says clinical psychologist. All right. So, all right, microbiologist. All right. So the correct answer to this is genetic engineering. It's a combination of both biology and technology. So now we're going to go into the depth of what genetic engineering as a career is about. Before I start talking about what is the role of the professional in this particular career, or what is the professional exactly supposed to do, I'm going to talk about more. I'm going to talk more about what genetic engineering in itself is. So, like the name itself mentions, it's about genes. It's the manipulation and modification of genes or DNA, to be simply put. And of course, it is a very research-oriented field. So if your child or you yourself are somebody who's very interested in research or has, a bent of mind towards, a scientific approach towards life, then you can get into this career. Of course, it is used by scientists to enhance and modify the characteristics of any individual organism. So organism can range from, as small as something like a bacteria or a virus, or somebody as huge as all of us, like humans. So when we talk about the application of this particular career, we can see that it's there in research. It is also in the field of medicine, and you also can have the scope in agricultural sector for genetic engineering. We're going to get into the depths of the scope of it. Moving on to the next slide. To help you understand this very practically and in a much better way, in an easier way, I'm going to give you a few examples as to how this career directly affects us and the world in general. So a few examples I've written here is, we all nowadays eat basmati rice, or also some people use golden rice. This is all a result of genetic engineering. They've actually modified crops to get the best results of rice. In certain like before a certain time, we did not have basmati rice available. But as advancements grew in the field of genetic engineering, we have better crops, we have better rice to eat, such as basmati. Of course, genetic engineering is also being used to manufacture drugs and medicines. You also have onions that don't make you cry these days, and this is also a result of genetic engineers research and work in that field. They've modified the genes of the seeds of onions that don't make you cry anymore when you cut them. And of course, in many countries these days, we also have bananas that are different from your regular bananas, where they can actually boost up your immunity system and fight against diseases like cholera and hepatitis and all of that. These are all advancement in sciences that that we have all of these great things today in our lives. Again, how does this career affect the world in general? Of course, there are drugs that get manufactured through applications of genetic engineering. It is also used in correcting and treating certain genetic disorders. And there are also advancements in genetic engineering that help fight pollution, whether it's land, air, water, soil. If you're going to become a genetic engineer, you're also going to work to fight pollution through advancements in crops and plants, etc. Now, moving on to the next slide. The most important thing, the most something that we all want to know about, that what exactly is the scope, employment opportunities for this career. So if you're somebody who's planning, who's wanting to go into genetic engineering, you'll find yourself getting placed at university labs. Again, like I told you, it's a very research oriented field, so you'll find yourself working in laboratories. It could be university labs, it could be government labs, it could be government agencies, it could be pharmaceutical companies that manufacture drugs. You can also be working in research and developmental firms. Of course, you have opportunities both in India as well as abroad, so your scope of getting employed in the world gets increased. Now, when we specifically talk about employment in this country, we've seen, according to the stats, there is a high rise in biotech firms, and biotech firms are the firms that actually employ genetic engineers. So, of course, your scope again increases as there's a rise in biotech firms in India as well. And according to the stats of the US Bureau Labor Statistics, we have seen that there's a 23% growth, which is a great. It is faster than average rate of growth in employment for this career. In the years 2014, between 2014 2024, we're going to see a great employment growth for this sector. The salary that you can expect for this career is 2 to 2.8 lakhs when you're starting as a trainee. And then as you go up the hierarchy, as you gain more experience, you can also earn up to 15 to 16 lakhs per annum. As a junior scientist, you can earn 6 to 9 lakhs. As a research associate, the average salary could lie anywhere between 3.5 lakhs to 5 lakh per year. Moving on to the next slide. Again, a very important thing, what are the qualifications that would be required for this career? So if you're somebody who's already studying PCB, we would also recommend, or somebody who's going to take PCB, we would also recommend you to look at mathematics as either an additional subject, or you could also take it up as your main subject in 11th and 12th, because again, like we told you in the first beginning of the career, that it's a mix of technology and biology. So mathematics would give a good hang of what can be done in this particular career, so we recommend that. And of course, with that, you can also go into biotechnology apart from biology. And then the degrees that you can do for getting into this career is BTech in genetic engineering, biochemical engineering, BSc in genetics. So we are talking, because this career is very, very super specialized, you can do your bachelor's in any of these degrees. You can do it in genetics. You can also end up doing a degree in biological sciences, life sciences, chemistry. And then maybe you can go on to specialize in genetic engineering later when you're doing your master's or your PhD. Now we'll move on to the, okay, before which we have a small trivia question for all of you. Just want to check if everybody is listening. So which of the following subjects is uniquely important for genetic engineering? I just mentioned that there's one, all right, we already have answers. There's one subject that is uniquely important apart from Okay, almost everybody's written C. Somebody says D, C. Oh, we've got a lot of answers. Okay, seems like an interactive audience. All right, so the correct answer is actually C. Like I mentioned, mathematics is something that we would recommend, you taking up with, of course, your PCB. Moving on to the next career, yes, C is the correct answer, correct. All right. Again, we would want you to guess the career that we're going to talk about next. If the options were biology plus research, so this particular career requires you to be very efficient at biology and somebody who has a bent towards research. Ready? We also have a question. Are you going to suggest for PCM student? No, this webinar is specifically for PCB and the careers beyond PCB. You can also ask questions regarding any particular. तो जब मैं खत्म कर लेती हूँ career के बारे में बोलना, आप अपने questions जो हैं आखिर के लिए बचा सकते हैं. We are going to revert to them. हम आपको जवाब देंगे. If you have any questions regarding any career or any institute you want to know anything, ये जो questions आ रहे हैं, I think अभय कपूर ने पूछा, is it necessary to take maths for biotech? Again, all your questions will be answered in the end of the webinar once I'm done talking about all of the careers. When can we connect for PCM? We're going to let you know about that. Again, okay, so the answer is, the correct answer is micro. Yes, we have a few answers. Yeah, somebody writes microbiologists. All right. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Yeah, so like I said, the correct answer is microbiologist. So now we're going to talk about what exactly do microbiologists do in this profession. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the role. So again, this is a very, very research-oriented field. You need to have a bent of mind towards, scientific approach towards the subject. Again, like the career name itself is very self-explanatory. When you talk about micro, you're talking about very teeny tiny particles, very teeny tiny organisms. So when we look at these organisms, they are basically bacteria or viruses. Again, that can only be seen under a microscope. So if you're a microbiologist, you're going to study about teeny tiny particles like a bacteria or a virus. Again, if we talk about the applications of this particular field, you'll probably see your results happening in food production or environmental sciences or manufacturing medicines or basic research. And of course, microbiologists usually end up getting jobs in hospitals, universities, private companies, non-profit organizations, and also government organizations. We'll move on to the next slide. To help you understand this practically again, because these are very heavy careers to understand, I've chosen a few examples here as to how do these careers directly affect you, your life, and the world in general. So every one of us, once in our lifetime, मतलब हमें एक ना एक बार अपनी जिंदगी में stomach infection तो हुआ ही होगा, या athlete's foot जिसे हम कहते हैं, infection between the two fingers of our foot. So इनमें से कोई ना कोई चीज तो हमें मतलब whether we are a parent, whether we are a student, we all eat junk food, etc. We all know that we end up having stomach infections or athlete's foot. We've had it once in our lifetime. So again, what microbiologists do is they study the nature of these organisms. So if there's a bacteria on your foot or there's bacteria in the food that can cause stomach infection, what microbiologists here do is basically kind of understand the nature of these bacteria and also then show their findings and help in treating that bacteria by bringing out medicines for it that can fight against the infections, etc. And of course, another thing that microbiologists do is they also, when they are understanding the nature of these organisms, these teeny tiny particles, the reason why we know today that there's healthy bacteria also, there's unhealthy bacteria. We all know that there's healthy bacteria, there's unhealthy bacteria. So healthy bacteria can help us, in producing cheese and yogurt and pickles. The reason why we know this today is because of the research that is done by microbiologists. right? And when we talk about how this career is affecting the world, again a very practical example in today's life. आज हमें कोविड-19 के वायरस के बारे में पता है कि ये किस तरीके से फैलता है, यू नो इट्स ओनली थ्रू टच, इट्स नॉट थ्रू एयर. हमें पता है कि यू नो ये मेटल सरफेस पे इतनी देर तक रहेगा, ये कपड़े पे इतनी देर तक रहेगा एक्सेट्रा. ये सब हमें इसीलिए पता है क्योंकि the research that is done by microbiologists, they've studied these little viruses, they've tried to understand the nature, and they're trying to understand how exactly does it spread, how many hours does it stay, etc. And that's how we know the nature of the virus. Again, they're also involved in manufacturing drugs for it, because जब तक हमें nature पता नहीं चलेगा तब तक हमें drugs नहीं मिल पाएंगे उसके लिए. So again, also it helps in pollution and climate change. There are bacteria that have been found by microbiologists that actually help fight the pollution, whether it's air, whether it's you know, land, soil pollution. Moving on to the next slide, the most important one. What are the employment opportunities in this particular field? A lot of you, I saw, you know, in the chat box wrote microbiologist, so a lot of you are aware of this career. So when we speak of employment opportunities specifically, हम देखते हैं that there's a 5% growth rate from 2018 to 2028, which is again a good rate of growth in the employment. And of course, if you're a microbiologist, you're going to be hired in any of these sectors. You can be employed in a pharmaceutical industry where there's medicine manufacturing. You can be employed in university labs or CSIR, Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, and there are a lot of other institutes that you can get into. Of course, as a microbiologist, you don't really work only at one post. You can work at different kinds of posts, again, which kind of increases the scope of your work in microbiologist. तो ये नहीं है कि अगर आप microbiology आपने ले ली और कर ली तो आप सिर्फ as a microbiologist ही काम कर सकते हैं. You can work at different posts. You can either work as quality assurance or a control scientist. You can work as a veterinary laboratory scientist. You can work as a research associate, and different positions for this career. Again, when you're expecting salary, if you're a fresher, you can earn up till 5 lakhs per annum, and once you get more experience in the field, you can also earn up to 12 lakhs per annum on an average. Moving on to the next slide. Again, the subjects that are important for this particular career is your PCB, and degrees that are required for this particular career is microbiology and biological sciences. You can do a BSc in any of these degrees. Can we move on to the next? All right. So which of the following subjects is not important for microbiology? These are your options. You can send in your, somebody says maths, almost everybody says A, and A. All right, yes, the correct answer is mathematics. It is not important for microbiology. You can suffice with biology, physics, and chemistry, unlike genetic engineering. Moving on to the next. Again, I would like to remind you that you can take a free 5 minutes career quiz on this particular link that you have in order to understand what will be the best fit career for your child or you yourself. You can also read career articles on all of these careers that we're mentioning about, and apart from this as well, you can read about any career that you want. You can also call us for a personalized counseling at this number. Moving on to the next career. Now again, I would like you to guess the career that we're going to talk about next. It's related to medicines and drugs and also research in it. Almost every answer says A. Somebody has also said B. Snigdha Roy says A. All right. Exactly, the correct answer is pharmaceutical scientist. We're going to go quickly into the next slide. All right. Very, very simply put, pharmaceutical scientist as a career is basically, if you're somebody who's a pharmaceutical scientist, you will be majorly involved in discovering, developing, testing, and manufacturing new medications. It can be any kind of medications. Basically, you're in the sector of manufacturing medicines and drugs. Of course, before anything reaches the market, you need to do experiments on the drugs that you're creating or you're manufacturing. So there's a whole process of trial and testing on animals, and then finally, you try to add in new compounds, circumstances, etc., in order to get the best results of a medicine. Of course, you also reveal once you've worked on a particular kind of medicine, you've manufactured it, you can reveal the findings to the medical community, discuss about it, and then you also have to educate the public as to what dosage can it be taken in, and what are the compounds that I use, etc., etc. Moving on to the next slide quickly. Of course, again, to make this simple, how does this affect? Of course, saving lives by creating drugs for curing any kind of illness that we have. Of course, we all have multivitamins these days. These are also a result of pharmaceutical scientists' research, that we have multivitamins on our tables these days. We can actually improve the quality of life by just popping a multivitamin, and instead of depending on the food nutrition, which is very less these days. Again, how does this career affect the world? We all know we have pharmaceutical scientists in collaboration with other career professionals who are working to manufacture drugs to combat COVID-19. We all know that we don't have a drug yet for COVID-19, and this is where the role of a pharmaceutical scientist comes in. There's a whole set of professionals that are working for manufacturing drugs for this virus. This is a very practical example that we have as to what pharmaceutical scientists actually do. Again, when we speak of manufacturing drugs, it's not just manufacturing new drugs. They're also involved in making, how can they make drugs available to, people who can't afford it. So making them cheaper and also more effective. How can an existing drug become more effective for a particular kind of disease? Moving on, what is the scope and the salary that we can expect as a pharmaceutical scientist? So you can be employed in pharmaceutical companies, of course, where you manufacture drugs. You can be a part of research organizations. And one of the most interesting facts, आपको ये जानने में बहुत मतलब खुशी होगी और आप बहुत चौकन्ने हो जाएंगे कि हमारी जो country है, it is one of the largest pharma industries, and I'm sure if you follow news, you must have seen it through the current situation as well, that we are actually exporting medicines from India to other parts of the country, and we are one of the largest pharma industries. That also again increases the scope of work in India for a pharmaceutical scientist. So when we speak of the salary, again, as a fresher, you can earn 6 lakhs per annum, and if you're more experienced, you can earn up to 12 lakhs as well. The subjects that are required for this career. Can we move on to the next slide? Yeah, subjects that are required again would be biotechnology and biology both. We recommend you to have biotechnology and biology. The degrees that you can do for getting into pharmaceutical sciences is Bachelor's of Pharmacy. We'll move on to the next. All right, before which we have a small questions in order to check whether you are listening or not. Pharmaceutical scientists manufacture A, drugs, or B. All right, everybody has been listening very, very carefully. All right, all right. All right, almost everybody has written A. Yes, the correct answer is A. Pharmaceutical scientists manufacture drugs and medicines, like I mentioned before. We'll quickly move on to the next career. This is our second last career that we're going to talk about. All right, any guesses on what this career is? Where, if you're this particular professional, you're going to deal with healthy eating in people. Some say E, some say D, some say C. All right. All right, most of the answers we have say D, that is dietitian, and that is the correct answer. Dietitians deal with healthy eating and with people. We'll move on to what exactly do they do. Now, when we typically hear, that somebody is a dietitian, we usually think, oh, are you working with an actor? Are you working with an actress? Oh, you're a dietitian for this particular person. That's usually the first thing that pops out. That's usually the first thing that pops in our heads. So, of course, a part of the career, a part of the career job role is of providing expertise to certain kinds of people, but there are also other roles that come with becoming a dietitian. So when we speak of dietitian, you usually look at them as experts on good nutrition and the food choices that can make us healthy. So they're experts that can actually guide us as to what we should eat, what we should not eat, what we should avoid. They can also end up taking group sessions or workshops where they talk about promote good eating habits, etc. They can also identify and control the nutrition and dietary problems in human bodies. And specifically, when we speak of dietitian in this country, we look at them as working with clinical patients. So anybody who's clinically ill. So let's say, for example, I'm going to give you a very practical example. Somebody who's having cancer versus somebody who's just met with a car accident might have very, very different diets in order to recover from that particular illness or that particular accident. So who do we require here? Whose expertise do we require here is that of a dietitian. So almost every hospital will have a dietitian or a nutritionist. So again, the scope of employment you can see, is in hospitals, etc. Apart from the other areas. They're also involved in research work of latest nutritional science. And of course, like I said, they also manage chronic conditions like, cholesterol, BP, obesity. We all know about this. Can we move on to the next slide? How does this career exactly affect us? To make it simpler again, you have a good knowledge of diet. If you are that professional, you'll have a good knowledge. These days, everyone wants to remain fit, especially after the COVID has hit us. Everybody wants to eat healthy, wants to develop immunity. So if you're somebody who's interested in dietetics or nutrition, you'll also have a good grasp of what you should eat, what your family should eat. These are all the benefits that come with having a degree in this. And of course, how is this affecting the world after the COVID ends? There'll be a lot of scope in terms of people would want to know what is the right kind of nutrition, while they do not have the expertise of what portion should they have, what quantity should they have, what kind of food suits a particular kind of person. So they will require the expertise of a dietitian in order to understand all of these things. So again, the scope increases immensely as a dietitian. And of course, you all know there are actors who hire personal dietitians. We all know that in order to remain fit and healthy. Moving on to the next slide. So the growth rate, it seems, is 11%, which is again great. The employment for this particular sector is going to increase 11% in between of 18 and 2028. You also have opportunities to work in government sector as well as private sectors, and you can also work at different levels. You can work as clinical dietitians, pediatric dietitians, you can work in a research center, etc. So the scope, of course, has increased for dietitians and nutritionists. Salary you can expect as a fresher is usually 3 to 5 lakhs per annum, and with experience you can also earn up to 10 lakhs per annum. And of course, if you're a dietitian to an actor or an actress, then that's a different thing altogether. So the subjects and degrees that are required for this particular career is biology, something that we very much recommend. You should, though it's not a necessary factor for doing a degree in nutrition and dietetics, it is recommended that you come from the PCB background, which is why we selected this career to talk about today. You can do these degrees in to become a dietitian, BSc in nutrition, food technology, home sciences. You can do any of these degrees in order to become a nutritionist or a dietitian. Okay, we'll move on to the next. Before which we have again a trivia. Is a government job available for dietitian? Okay. People say yes, yes, yes. Someone has also said no. All right, all right. We have a lot of answers. Yes, the correct answer is yes. We do have government jobs as well. So if you're somebody looking for a government job, you want your child to become a government, you can also look at this sector because there are government jobs that are available. Again, guess this career. What is the last? Of course, this is a no-brainer. The last that we have on the list is a clinical psychologist, which is a mix of mental health and biology both. We're going to shift to what exactly. Before I get into what psychologists actually are and what do they do, I would like to tell you about what psychology is. It is the study of mind and behavior. in very simple terms. Of course, if you're a psychologist, you're going to specialize in treating and also diagnosing certain mental illnesses. Like the most common ones that we have out there are usually anxiety and depression that we know of. So mental illnesses like these, you will be involved in treating and diagnosing these. And of course, the three kinds of psychologists that we have is usually clinical, counseling, and organizational psychologists. They all do different jobs. So where clinical psychologists might completely work with somebody who's severely mentally ill, counseling psychologists maybe more, act more as somebody who counsel people on their day-to-day life problems. And when we speak of organizational psychologists, they're usually people who are, hired in MNCs, etc., in order to look at the job satisfaction or workplace harmony, etc., at a workplace. Moving on. Okay, somebody said, can you please speak a little louder? All right. I hope you're able to hear me now. Can you hear me now? Riya Agarwal. All right. Uh, am I audible? All right. Okay. Somebody says yes. I think you need to increase the volume of your laptop or your phone, I think. Yeah. All right. We'll move on to quickly, what is the impact of psychologists in this country on ourselves or, for the world. We'll quickly go through that. So if you're a psychologist yourself, you've studied psychology, one thing that's for sure is that you also get very aware of your own emotions and behaviors, and you're better able to regularize your, emotions and actions. It can also help resolve conflicts with friends and family very easily. You get certain coping strategies as to how to deal. You're taught to how to be empathetic, and certain coping strategies. So you can also use it here. And then, of course, demotivation is something that we all go through. If you're a student of psychology and you're somebody who is a psychologist yourself, you have coping strategies to deal with challenges and stressors of life, and you try to keep yourself motivated in comparison to the layman. Of course, how does this career affect the world? We all know in today's times, depression is at the highest peak, specifically when we talk about India. Also, we hear a lot of students, with depression and anxiety. There's also we as a country are we have a highest rate of suicidal, we have highest suicidal rates. So psychology is something that can come into place from here on. And we also, if you're not aware, Deepika Padukone, the actress herself, was going through depression, and she opened up about it. She was going through depression and anxiety, and she herself has opened an organization called the Live Love Laugh Foundation for people who are mentally ill. So you have a lot of the stigma that was attached to mental illness is actually fading away as we see in today's times. Again, as this COVID-19 has hit us, there are a lot of helplines that have also opened. People have started recognizing the importance of mental health, and they are actually looking forward to, seeking help in terms of mental health, seeking help from, professionals of mental health, and that has increased the scope of mental health immensely, specifically in, after the COVID world. Can we move on to the next slide? Of course, when we speak of the scope, it is really sad to know that we only have one psychologist for every 4 depressed person in India specifically. So the employment opportunity is huge. There's 90% of chance that you can actually get employed right after you complete your graduation, post-graduation in psychology. We actually have less professionals for patients in this country. So of course the scope for this particular career is immense. There's obviously growing demand for mental health facilities in this country as well as abroad. There was also mental health care. I don't know how many of you are aware of it, but there was a Mental Health Care Act that was passed on in 2017, after which there are rules and regulation regarding the mental health. So we have, for example, we have compulsory system of counselors in schools and colleges after 2017. That is a part of the Mental Health Care Act. So the employment opportunities, even in schools and colleges, and has increased. They suddenly, shot up after this act actually came out. You also can be employed in government and private sectors both. So again, the scope in both the sectors is available. When we look at the salary, a fresher can earn up till 6 lakhs per annum, and if you're somebody who's experienced, you can also earn up to 12 lakhs per annum. We'll move on to the last slide of the last career that we were talking about. The subjects required is, of course, psychology. We would recommend you to have psychology with your PCB, and the degrees you can do are what is mentioned on your screen: BA in psychology, BSc in psychology, neuropsychology. We'll move on to the last question of the last career. What is the ratio of psychologists and patients with depression in this country? This is the last question that we have. All right. Everybody seems to have heard really carefully. All right. Yes, the correct answer is B. We have 1 psychologist for every 4 mentally ill patient in this country. All right, we'll move on to the next slide. All right, again, reminding you once again, you can take a 5 minutes free career quiz on the given link. You can also read the career articles on our website, and you can also call us on this number. You can note down this number for a personalized counseling if you want. I'll now hand it over to Ankit sir to wrap the webinar up.
Thank you, Janet. So first of all the participants actually, it's great that all of you have stuck till this time. You have gained a lot of good information. आप सभी लोगों को 5 अलग-अलग करियर के बारे में काफी सारी नई इन्फॉर्मेशन हमारे कलीग जेनेट ने दी. मैं वापस से 5 करियर के नाम एक बार रिपीट करना चाहूंगा. हमने सबसे पहले बात की जेनेटिक इंजीनियर्स की, उसके बाद हमने बात की माइक्रोबायोलॉजिस्ट की, फिर फार्मास्यूटिकल साइंटिस्ट, डाइटिशियन एंड क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट. ये 5 करियर्स हमने चूज कैसे किए थे? हमने देखा कि पोस्ट कोविड वर्ल्ड में कौन से प्रोफेशंस ऐसे हैं जिनकी ग्रोथ हाई रहने वाली है और जहां पे हाई अर्निंग पोटेंशियल है. ये 5 करियर्स हमने वैसे चूज किए थे. मैं क्विक रिकैप करना चाहूंगा कुछ जो खास डिफरेंसेस हैं इन करियर्स के बीच में, जो शायद आपने भी नोटिस किए होंगे. हमने जिन पहले 3 करियर्स की बात की, जेनेटिक इंजीनियर, माइक्रोबायोलॉजिस्ट और फार्मास्यूटिकल साइंटिस्ट, ये 3 प्रोफेशंस ऐसे हैं जहां पे आपको टीम्स में, यूनिवर्सिटीज में, रिसर्च लैब्स में काम करना होगा. जो आखिर के 2 प्रोफेशंस हैं, डाइटिशियन और क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट, यहाँ पे लैब्स की बजाय आपका ज्यादा टाइम जाएगा पेशेंट्स के साथ, लोगों के साथ इंटरेक्ट करने में. तो वहां जहां पहले 3 करियर हैं, वेयर वी वर्किंग रिसर्च इन लैब्स, सेकंड इज वेयर वी वर्किंग पीपल विद पीपल इन क्लाइंट्स, विल बी क्लाइंट पीपल फेसिंग जॉब. तो ये एक बड़ा एक इंपॉर्टेंट डिस्टिंक्शन है. दूसरी चीज ये है कि कितनी एजुकेशन आपको चाहिए होगी और क्या सब्जेक्ट चाहिए होंगे. वहां भी जेनेट ने आपको बताया कि जहां पे हम रिसर्च, हम माइक्रोबायोलॉजिस्ट की बात करते हैं, जेनेटिक इंजीनियर की बात करते हैं, टिपिकली आपको कम से कम 2 डिग्रीज लेनी होंगी, यानी आपको बैचलर्स के बाद कम से कम मास्टर्स भी करना होगा. हालांकि बाद के जो है क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट हैं या डाइटिशियन है, वहां पे बैचलर्स के बाद भी करके शुरुआत कर सकते हैं. अच्छे एम्प्लॉयमेंट प्रोस्पेक्ट्स के लिए डेफिनेटली आप आगे एजुकेशन भी कर सकते हैं. अच्छा, अब यहाँ पे 2 क्वेश्चंस आपके दिमाग में आ सकते हैं. अगर आप में से जितने लोग पेरेंट्स हैं उनको लग रहा होगा कि ठीक है भाई 5 करियर्स के बारे में आपने इतना, यू हैव गिवन अस अ गुड अमाउंट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, नाउ व्हिच ऑफ दीस 5 इज राइट करियर फॉर माय चाइल्ड. सो दैट माइट बी वन क्वेश्चन फॉर दैट माइट बी कमिंग इन योर हेड. अ सेकंड क्वेश्चन दैट माइट बी कमिंग इन योर हेड इज हाउ कैन माय चाइल्ड प्रिपेयर फॉर दीस करियर्स, राइट. अच्छा, मैं आपको रिमाइंड करना चाहूंगा कि हम जो भी प्रोफेशंस की हमने बात की है, इस पूरे वेबिनार की रिकॉर्डिंग आपके साथ ईमेल पे शेयर की जाएगी और इन 5 करियर्स की समरी भी आपके साथ शेयर की जाएगी. So you don't have to worry about that. ये पूरी information आपके साथ वेबिनार की पूरी रिकॉर्डिंग आपके साथ शेयर की जाएगी. Yes. So before I move on, I just had one small question to ask. So some of you might be parents. A lot of you are also students. So can just, for example, people who are students, can they just tell how many of them are considering to take a biology after class 10th and how many have taken biology already? So you can either answer as considering or you can either answer taken. So people who have taken biology already, please type taken in the chat box. People considering biology, please type considering in the chat box, so that we understand कि आप में से mix क्या है, कितने लोग biology लेने वाले हैं, consider कर रहे हैं और कितने लोग ले चुके हैं. Please type your answer. I'll just give you a few seconds and then we'll move on to the next slide. I see a lot of answers are for students who are taken. Good. In fact, I can see a lot of people, so mostly students जो कि हैं यहाँ पे, they already have taken biology. That is good. So I'm mostly speaking to students who already have taken PCB in class 12. That's good. Now, as I said, so before you can decide. So अगर आप एक student हैं या फिर अगर आप एक parent हैं, अगर आप सोच रहे हैं कि हाँ भाई इन 5 में से या अदरवाइज भी बायो में नीट के अलावा, मेडिकल के अलावा, MBBS के अलावा और क्या जो ऑप्शन है उसमें आपके लिए सबसे अच्छा ऑप्शन क्या है, हाउ विल यू डिसाइड? एक जो दूसरा पैरेलल क्वेश्चन कनेक्टेड है कि बिकॉज वी नाउ सी द वर्ल्ड इज आल्सो चेंजिंग, सो हाउ कैन वी फिगर आउट कि जो हमारा करियर चॉइस हम ले रहे हो फ्यूचर रेडी हो, इट शुड बी फ्यूचर प्रूफ, फ्यूचर रेडी. सो लेट्स लुक एट सम ऑफ दीस फैक्टर्स. The first factor is automation. So research says that 7 out of 10 jobs are either going to be automated or, for example, be replaced by machines in the next 10 to 15 years. So when you end up in a profession, and if your parents, when your child ends up in a profession, it's highly likely that a good amount of that work will either be automated or replaced by machines. A second factor which becomes very, very important is flexibility. People are now switching professions very earlier. Yeah. So there are some estimates which says that on average, one person will be taking 17 different jobs in the lifetime, 17 different jobs. That number right now stands around 5 and 6, that will become 17. What it means, the ability to reinvent oneself becomes very, very crucial. So it's not only the ability required for a particular profession, अगर आपको जेनेटिक में जाना है तो ये पता होना चाहिए, आपको फार्मास्यूटिकल में जाना है ये पता होना चाहिए, साथ ही साथ खुद को reinvent करना भी बहुत बहुत important है. The final and the third factor is that you looked at the jobs of the future, right? And now if you see that the skills required there is also going to be very, very different. So यहाँ पे देखा जाता है कि creativity बहुत important होने वाली है, presentation skills बहुत important होने वाले हैं. आप में से जो students हैं online classes वगैरह ले रहे हैं, आप ये बात समझते हैं कि हाँ भाई presentation skills पहले के मुकाबले बहुत crucial हो चुकी है एक digital interaction में, right? And some people say that increase is up as high as 70%. So 70% से ज़्यादा important बढ़ने वाली है. Now, in all of this, how would Aim to Excel help you? So, and again, so the question basically remains, right? You knew about the professions, you knew about the different factors. Now, what is required? What can be done? Right? So, this is where Aim to Excel comes into picture. We basically help you in shaping successful and happy career for your child. And if you're a student, we help you in shaping a successful and happy career for yourself. How do we do that? We do that by giving answers to 2 things. First, we give you reliable, unbiased, and expert career counseling. Second, we give you a solution for discipline, distraction, and anxiety issues. Because it's not only important to know which is the right career for you or for your child, it's also important to ensure कि कुछ अगर bottlenecks आ रहे हैं उनको भी address किया जाए, उनको भी remove किया जाए. So this is why we give a holistic career counseling, we give future ready career counseling. We talk about not only career, but also ensure that your child or you yourself have geared up for getting the marks that is required. How do we do it? Again, we are just this round. We are roughly going to start the Q&A round. It will just take 1 more minute. So how do we do it? There are 4 different steps that we have. The first step is a psychometric free online psychometric test, which is 5-minute test, which you can take and get a feel. The comprehensive test, for example, covers 23 different parameters. We capture your aptitude, interest, personality, motivation, as well as the emotional social intelligence. जो future skills की बात करते हैं, future jobs की बात करते हैं, हमने बात की बहुत important है. It's very, very crucial to assess your emotional social intelligence, so that we do. Second step, you get a 40-page blueprint report, a personalized report. It basically talks about कि आपके talents क्या हैं, आपके strengths क्या हैं, आपकी learning style क्या है, and उसके basis पे आपके लिए 3 सबसे अच्छे हम career बताते हैं. इनमें से 2 career हम बताएंगे जो आपके bio के already हैं, और एक career होगा जो आप bio के beyond भी अगर जाना चाहें, science के beyond भी जाना चाहें तो आप कर सकते हैं. Third step, इसके बाद then there will be 1-to-1 counseling sessions. You already heard Vartika Mishra, you already heard Janet Saldana, so they are the expert counselors. There are more people also. So when you do the test, when you get the report, you will get 1-to-1 hand-holding personalized counseling through these counselors. In the period of lockdown, because आप में से कई लोग गर्मी छुट्टी शुरू हो चुकी है, कई लोग डिसाइड करने वाले हैं, तो आप कभी भी आप ऑनलाइन स्काइप पे, जूम पे सेशन से ले सकते हैं. और फाइनली अगर आप डिटेल प्रोग्राम के लिए जाते हैं तो नॉट ओनली यू विल गेट कंप्लीट क्लैरिटी अबाउट व्हाट करियर यू वांट टू गो फॉर, उसके बाद रोड मैप है कैसे करना है, कौन से कॉलेजेस होंगे, कौन से कोर्सेज होंगे, फीस कितनी लगेगी, एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स कौन से प्रिपेयर करने हैं, स्कॉलरशिप्स अगर चाहिए आपको, फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस चाहिए, वो सारी कंप्लीट प्लानिंग पूरी 1 साल के माइलस्टोन रोड मैप कंप्लीट आपको दिया जाएगा. राइट, तो अगेन कंप्लीट solution to all your confusion related to career as well as complete solution to career planning, right? Yeah. What again, so as I said कि what you can do after this webinar, हम आपके साथ पूरी रिकॉर्डिंग शेयर कर रहे होंगे. आप एक 5 मिनट का फ्री टेस्ट ले सकते हैं देखने के लिए आपके लिए अच्छा करियर कौन सा है. आप इन करियर्स के बारे में और डिटेल हमारी वेबसाइट पे पढ़ सकते हैं. और फाइनली अगर आप पर्सनलाइज्ड एडवाइस चाहते हैं, आप ऑलवेज इस नंबर पे कॉल कर सकते हैं. व्हाट इज द नंबर? आई एम रिपीटिंग इट अगेन. इट्स 1800 5725 911. Now we open the floor for questions. Whatever questions you have, you can just type in the chat box. We'll try to answer as many as possible. And then if we could not answer some question, we'll then revert to you an email. अब आपके पास समय हमारे एक्सपर्ट से क्वेश्चन पूछने का. जो भी क्वेश्चंस आपके हैं, आप चैट बॉक्स में टाइप कर सकते हैं. Please start question asking as many questions possible. Please start. Yeah, I'm waiting for the questions. So the first question has come. Janet, can you start answering them? Yeah. So the first question is, are there some more careers beyond these five streams? So Janet, can you answer? Okay, I think that Jenny seems to have lost the connection. Yes. So basically, there again, as we discussed earlier, also there are a lot of new, apart from these 5, also there are a lot of new careers. We've discussed them in the beginning also. So for example, students who are considering MBBS, definitely you can go for dentistry. You can also go for veterinary sciences. You can also go for Ayush, which is the new ministry which has come up, Ayurveda, homeopathy, Unani, and traditional medicine. Apart from this, again, you can definitely explore other areas of life science research, which basically talk about zoology, botany, and so on, which are more research-based careers. You can also go into healthcare. This is a physiotherapy. Some people have told you in the beginning. Other people talked about, for example, diagnosis. Diagnosis का importance होती है. आपके जो medical technologies हैं, bioinformatics है. So there are a lot of new careers which are coming up, which combine the power of biology with, for example, data, with technology, with mathematics. There are other people also which are more client-facing, health-related jobs. So all of these jobs are going to grow. Now we can go to the next question. So I'll just yeah, Janet, I have unmuted you. I'm extremely sorry that you were.
No problem.
You can just you can start with the next questions. Yes.
Yeah, so the next question that I see is asked by Manish, where they say from where the degree of psychology courses can be done. You can do the degree of psychology from almost anywhere in the country. You can also do it from abroad. You have colleges like DU, you have DU colleges that offer degrees in psychology. You also have Christ University, Bangalore. You have TIS Mumbai. You have TIS Chennai. All of these institutions provide you with a psychology degree. You also have Indraprasth, which gives you psychology degree. Ma'am, please tell us more about bioinformatics. We haven't really touched bioinformatics, but maybe we can get to you through an email about it. Is maths required for biotechnology? No, maths is not compulsory for biotechnology. We just recommend it for biotechnology, but you don't have to worry if you don't have maths right now. Because you can do a degree in any of the subjects apart from maths, so you don't really necessarily require it. Is it compulsory to have maths for genetics engineering? No, it is not compulsory for you to have maths for genetics either. You don't have to worry about that. It is optional. Again, I want to mention that genetic engineering is a super specialization. So you might do a bachelor's degree in genetic engineering itself with your PCB after you complete your PCB. Or you can also, do your degree in any of the science subjects like your chemistry, biology, and then maybe you can go for genetic engineering in your master's or whatever. Which are the good colleges and universities that offer these courses? So we can actually get back to you on mail regarding colleges and universities for for all the courses, because I didn't opt for biotechnology, but I have an interest in genetic engineering. So what should I do now? Abhay Kapoor has asked. So it is not a problem. Again, biotechnology is only one part of your genetic engineering. You need not necessarily have it in your +1 and +2. you can later on apply for biotechnology degrees with your PCB as subjects in your +1 and +2. You don't have to worry about it as a subject in your school. So it's just recommended. It's not compulsory. Which are the good colleges for biotechnology? So would you want to answer this question, biotechnology?
As I said, so we can move on to the next question. We'll address all of them.
Right.
We'll do that.
Is it compulsory? Okay, again, to have maths, I have already addressed this question. It's not compulsory. How can I pursue psychology if I don't have it as an additional subject in +1, +2? Akash has asked, Akash Kumar. So you don't really require psychology as a subject in your +1 and +2 to do a degree in psychology. You can be from any background and still do a psychology master's and a bachelor's degree in psychology. So you don't need to have specifically psychology in +1, +2. What is the right time of the year for applying in the colleges? So depending on what, so usually the pattern of admissions in colleges for the southern area, southern region is usually your April, May, June. That's when they hire. So like for example, Christ University's applications are out by December, TIS is out by December, January, and the hiring happens, I mean when they intake students is usually in the month of May and June. But if you compare it to Delhi University, it's usually in the month of August when the session starts. So you can start applying by, in the month of April, May. Are there any entrance exams for admission to these courses? Yes, there are entrance exams for these courses, depending on which course do you want to get into. So let's say for biotechnology, you are also supposed to sit down for entrance exams. Again, if you're applying for a BTech course in genetic engineering, you will have to sit for your JEE, JEE Main Advanced. But if you're sitting for BSc in chemistry, if you want to do a degree in BSc in chemistry, then you don't necessarily have to go through an entrance exam. Depending on what degree you want to do. How can I pursue psychology if I don't have it? Okay, this is done. Is there any scope outside India for what? All of these careers have scope outside India, all of these careers. What are the good colleges for pharmaceutical scientists? Again, I think we're going to have to get back to you on a mail for colleges. Again, we have a question for colleges for biotech. Okay, thanks everyone. Great presentation, lots of good information. Thank you, Ruchi.
So all the other questions that, as I mentioned before, if there are any other questions apart from the one that you've asked, we'll definitely, surely 100% reply to your email. Please send us the questions here. Please send the question in the chat box. The list of courses and colleges will be shared. Any other question that you have, obviously I've given you the phone number. I'll repeat it again. It's 1-800-5725-911. If you have any specific questions, if you want any specific help, you can always call on that number. Now we'll quickly move to the next session because we are already past 12. So I'll just quickly take a couple of some feedback, and then we can go to this summary. Yes. So I have just 3 simple questions for the feedback. It would be very great if people could answer this. The first question is, on a scale of 1 to 5, how useful did you find this session? 1 means not at all useful. 5 was extremely useful. Please mention the number in the chat box. So that will give us feedback in terms of how well or how much we have to improve for the next webinar. Please give us the answer for this question in the chat box. You can mention by number between 1 to 5. So I see a lot of 5s here, a great number of 5s. There's some people who have done 4, so there again is still scope of improvement. Okay, got it. Okay, I'll just go to the next so question. The second question is, again, it's not the first webinar that we conducted. It's a series of webinars. We are going to conduct future webinars also. So how many of you, on a scale of 1 to 5, how likely are you to attend future webinars? How likely, on a scale of 1 to 5, are you to attend future webinars? 1 means that you're not likely at all, and 5 means that you're extremely likely. Please mention your answers in the chat box. Give us a number between 1 to 5. 1 would mean that you're not at all likely. 5 would mean you're extremely likely. Be honest. if it requires critical also, you can give the answer that you require, that you feel were honest. Okay, I see some answers. Yes. So there are few threes, which means there is some scope of improvement. I would want people who given three specifically to mention in the. I will get back to them. You can mention what other things you would want us to talk about. How would you want it to improve? Please, you can mention that in the chat box as well. Right. I'll just quickly go to the final question before we close. Yes. So as I said, so these webinars, even this time, you could see that a lot of people among you have shared the webinar with your friends, right? Apart from that, how likely are you to refer a friend or a colleague? So the students who are in the audience, आप में से कितने लोग अपने दोस्तों को बताएंगे हमारे फ्यूचर वेबिनार्स के बारे में, और जो पेरेंट्स हैं आप अपने फ्रेंड्स और कॉलीग्स में से कितने लोगों को बताएंगे वेबिनार के बारे में, कितने लोग रिकमेंड करेंगे कि फ्यूचर में देखें? अगेन अ नंबर स्केल ऑफ 1 to 5. 1 का मतलब हुआ कि आप बिल्कुल भी नहीं करेंगे, 5 का मतलब हुआ कि बहुत ज्यादा चांसेस हैं कि आप ऐसा कर रहे होंगे. प्लीज गिव योर आंसर्स इन द चैट बॉक्स. Okay, so I am seeing some answers. So some people have written 5 3 times. That's very good encouragement. Thank you, Abhay, for that. Yeah. Some people have also written 4. So there's some scope of improvement as well. So again, as I said, so there, if you feel that if you could have changed or done better in any other thing, if you would want us to cover any more PCB careers in future, you can mention that in the chat box. Any more answers here? So one person has actually given us a scoring as 17. I don't know what it means. I want to be extremely happy that somebody has given us 17. And as I said, so if there any particular area that you felt we can improve better, you can definitely mention in the chat box also. Okay, now I'll quickly hand over to Vartika ma'am. She will close the session. Yes, ma'am, over to you.
Unmute.
Yes, I'm doing that. Yes.
Okay, thank you all for participating in this, and the response was overwhelming, and the session was very interactive, and I hope it was very helpful, and all of us enjoyed and also gained a lot of information and knowledge on it. And as to the questions, we will note down. We have noted down all the questions which are there in the chat box, and we will send you the answers as soon as possible. We will send all the answers to all the questions answered to all the participants. So don't worry if your question was not answered today. We will do that soon through email, and we will also contact you through phone and messages and emails and all. Okay, thank you all, and hope to see you in the next session. Okay, thank you so much.